morning again.
Good morning.
I want to explain a role of manager today. Okay. So please listen carefully because some company doesn't define what is the role of manager, and there are a lot of positions with manager. For example, in Bangladesh, general manager, assistant manager, deputy manager, general managers. Actually, we don't know what is the higher, what is the lower. And we also don't know what is the difference between those responsibilities. So I segregate today, there are three layers of managers. One is top manager, top management. Second one is middle management. And the third one is lower management. In Bangladesh, usually we call a top manager as general manager or like country manager. Right? And top management, what they do usually is making decisions only. They are not busy. They make a lot of decisions because outside the environment is changing every time, right? And company has to fit to that changes. Top management always make decisions. And then I start to explain from the bottom. Lower management. Their job is like fixed job. Submitting quotation, going sales activities. After receiving order, they make productions or serving to the client, and they get money, invoicing, like that. So this is always continued, constant process. It is not changed. And we call the top of lower manager is supervisor. Usually they might be quite busy because they have to work physically. Right? They have to use their own body. Time is very limited. That's why they can be very busy if company cannot hire the suitable employees. Then we want to proceed to describe what is the middle management. This is very tough because, see, top management, they make decisions. Lower management, they produce something to the client. Seemingly, middle manager doesn't have any job. This is quite difficult to define their responsibilities because after making decision, if service are provided to the client, this is end. It seems the end of the role of the company for the client, right? But there is a certain position middle management in every organization, right? So, since they are on the positions of lower management, they have to have what lower management has. They are actually working job experience and skills or technical know-how. They are working like that, using those skills. So middle management, of course, they have these skills, experience, and knowledge, right? And then middle management is also located under top management. But difference is, I think they are not working physically. even though they have those skills. But their responsibility is totally different from lower management because their category is higher than lower management and also higher than supervisor. Okay. So they actually have to support top management, of course. Then also they have to support lower management. Okay. But different way from supervisor. They use not body, but brain. Think about top management. They use brain, of course, because they have to make decisions. They have to see outside business environment, right? Also, middle management has to support for the top management for making decisions. And middle management has to support lower management different way from supervisor. It is increasing productivities. Okay. Lower management job is fixed by usually job descriptions. And this is good strategy, especially in developing countries, that to define what employee have to do, following the constant procedure, then end. This is described in job descriptions. So this is fixed job, but the position we have to use brain is not required to use body. It means not fixed job. They have to change something. So the point is, upper middle management, we have to use brain. It means we have to bring some changes in the organizations. Okay. But since middle management is on lower management, supervisor, sometimes they will stick to the lower management job because middle management also was lower management previously. They are working as lower management in the past. They know if they produce something instantly with those skills, knowledge, they can be evaluated high in the organization, in the lower management. That's why middle management can be also busy if they lost their responsibilities, if they cannot follow the original intended responsibility for middle management. Okay. This is a trap, actual trap, which we have usually in a company. That's why this is quite difficult to define what is the role of middle management. But key point is those positions always bring some changes. For making decisions, they have to bring a lot of information, a lot of report, then help for the creative ideas for top management. And for lower management, they have to bring new product line, the way of services. Okay. So please remember, in the middle management, the role is to bring some changes. Then next, I want to see those roles with the corporate life cycle. Okay. you know, no company lasts forever. And usually company subsidiaries and branch offices overseas, they are invested from headquarters, mother country. They, headquarters always observes when is the time to liquidate the company, when they have to reinvest for the company in overseas. Okay? So, general manager, the head of subsidiaries, they probably misunderstand that headquarters is very rich, big company. That's why we can receive always capital when we are falling some problems financially. But this is, great miss of our idea. So we have to avoid such circumstances. We have to continuously grow the company, right? So first of all, there is 4 stages of the company. One is introduction stage. We establish the company and we start the business overseas. And then growing stage. Then we face maturity stage. Then finally company ends if we cannot grow more, declining stage. So for each stages, we need some particular responsibility of middle management. In the introduction stage, actually, they have to change with flexibility because they have to get the fund immediately. Otherwise, they will fall in the shortage of the cash. So they have to be the strategist. They have to change their own strategy and they will find new strategy. Then afterwards, they have to implement immediately. Otherwise, company cannot be set up properly. Okay? This is a very initial point, essential point for the company in the beginning. So middle manager here has to perform as entrepreneur. Okay. They have to do as top management, also lower management. This is a point. Second stage, growing stage. Middle management also feel some difficulties because in this stage, they have to hire a lot of employees. And lower management has to go up to the job responsibility, go up to as middle managers, real middle management. Okay. So responsibility has to be changed. What they have to focus on is totally changed from initial stage. They have to hire, they have to manage people. They cannot work as supervisor or lower management because we know that as human beings, we have the capacity of body, right? I have a lot of capability. I can work 10 hours, suppose. But I cannot work 24 hours or 48 hours. Then in the growing stage, I have to hand over. We have to hand over my job, my own job, to inexperienced person. In this case, what we are focusing on in this stage is standardization. But usually, company fail. Middle manager fails to, enter into these stages because, as I explained here, at the time of establishment stage, they are evaluated high because they bring the result by experience, skills, and know-how. Right? And probably that person was recruited because for that abilities. They want to enhance their own abilities. But here, standardization, this is totally different because they have to inherit that individual ability to other people. They cannot increase their own abilities, but they have to hand over your individual ability to other person. This is psychological barrier. Right? That's why we have to carefully observe that loyalty of employees. If such employee has loyalty for the company, they transfer their ability to other people. They are not working alone. They try to transfer the job to other people. This is the difficulties we face in the second stage, growing stage. Then next, maturity stage of the company. In this stage, since we passed already the growing stage, we have a lot of cash. Company has a lot of cash. They are very satisfied. Fulfilled with a lot of assets, a lot of money. So probably they lose their operations. The company will do the same activities, continue the same activities. As a result, the next stage is the declining stage. If they cannot bring some changes in the stage of maturity level of the company, they just continue the same things. That's why in this stage, the role of middle manager is helping top management more than helping lower management. If middle manager cannot help and just rely on top management, top management also a person, they will die. Suppose if from the initial stage, first stage, introduction to growing stage takes maybe 30 years. If a person started at the age of 30 years, he just faced a retirement 60 years after 30 years, right? In the stage of maturity level, usually this is the period of changing the top president to the next successor. What is happening in the usual company is they continue the current way. Previous manner of the management. Then the business going down. Market is very competitive. If they cannot create new value, there is no help in declining. It cannot be. It cannot declining. It cannot help it. It cannot help declining. Then what they try to do is reducing the cost. But if we see the tendency of cost reducing in our organization, this is already in the stage of declining. But we have to go this way, right? So in the maturity stage, we need innovation. Help by middle management. Okay. Let's see the different with different charts that why it is so difficult to change this responsibility. I mean, middle management, as you see in the initial stage, it has different responsibilities, mainly strategist and implementing that strategy. They have to do everything. And afterwards, standardization. Then next, support board of management. This is the changes of middle management responsibility. Okay. But usual company cannot come alone. So this is the two elements, urgent work and important work. In the initial stage, people working for the urgent work because they have to get a lot of fund. They are actually worried about, the fund money which we get now. Otherwise, we cannot continue the business. Okay. So we focus on current achievement. Then, but if we focus on current achievement, we cannot get innovation. So somehow we have to get the point of future development. Yeah. Not urgent, but important work. Usually we are very common that we focus on urgent and important. Urgent, but not important, because it is very urgent. Okay. Harvesting fast, seeding late. This is very normal because this is very, visible. If some crop is rising up, we want to harvest because I want to eat. But after seeding, we cannot see anything. After 10 days, 20 days, 1 year, probably some result comes. And still we may not win or get after seeding. But this is very important. But that's why it can be postponed always. So we have to understand psychologically, we are postponing the important work because we cannot see visibly and we cannot be so certain that what is happening in the future after seeding, after investing something. But this is very needed, otherwise we cannot grow constantly. Okay. So today we see role of a manager, mainly role of middle manager, because this is quite hard to define. But certainly it exists in an organization. So initial stage of the company, we have to be an entrepreneur. Then second stage of the company, growth stage, we need to standardize. And third stage, we have to, in the maturity level, we have to be an innovator. Okay.